Testing. Hey guys. Won't be long. Just getting started. Am I coming through okay? Screw it. Let's go live. Hi. How we doing? So, welcome to the dance studio, guys. So I've got this lovely hot tub here, which will be a thing you can switch on and off on the next update. But we're here. This is the White Lotus Dance Studio. I think I might have called it the White Lotus Dance and Yoga Studio, so I may have to put some yoga mats in. But this is a good place to start a video. So I think, yeah, we'll get started here. Let me just pull the chat windows up so I can see you guys. There we go. Perfect. Now, I think there's probably a bit of music coming through, so let me just pop that down a bit. There we go. I don't want to get any copyright strikes. Got the Candy Twins on the TV behind me. They're just doing their thing. Yeah, well, it's to cover me just in case I'm not. But what I found is when I started the stream, I'd be straight on the stream, and there would be like a good 5-ish minutes gap before people start arriving. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll put a waiting screen on to let people know like when I'm intending to go live. But obviously, if people show up a little bit before, yeah, we'll get going a bit sooner. So anyway, welcome to the Thursday stream, guys. So to you on a very small tour of this very rushedly set up dance studio. So they put live yesterday. Should be good. I'm going to show you some more features in here. To be honest, shouldn't come as any surprises. It is this single room, and it's really yeah. There's a TV with some screens, some pictures, a time. A lovely hot tub to splash rain. I do want to put splash effects in here, see, but we've got this lovely sort of water effect going on here, which I really very much like. Yeah, day's gone well, thank you. Day's gone well. It's gone quickly. Got a couple of beers in the fridge for later, which I'm very much looking forward to. Giant Cobra beers again in the big bowls. I'm califoked on them. Who thought Indian beer is amazing? Let's go with that. Okay, let's go out of this pool. Okay, I'm just gonna pull myself up, and then we can sort of walk out. Now, I don't have any advanced get out of the pool mechanics, so I'm just gonna sort of clip through it. Oop, there we go. Cool. So yeah, welcome to the dance studio. So over here we have a nice little area, just put some bean bags if you need to sort of catch up and have a cup of tea with someone if they drop in. Very nice. Of course, a decorative plant. These bean bags and this plant actually are from Spooky Ghost Booth Furniture Pack. Honestly, I'm going so slow with the creation process these days. I am appreciating creators like Spooky putting their furniture out there that we could just quickly sort of pop in. I think when I used to put worlds together quite quickly over in Horizon Worlds, I did used to appreciate the sort of the pre-made sort of assets out there, because they're very good for quickly visualizing a world as you're sort of putting it together without getting bogged down in the fine print of actually creating each piece of furniture as you go, which is something that always takes time. And then of course, moving past the little show out area here, of course you've got the hot tub. That hot tub, you'll be able to switch it on and off. There's some switches over on the wall that will allow you to make it appear and disappear on command, so just in case you don't want it in here for some reason. But it's a nice big pool. You can probably fit about 8 people in there. Be a bit of a squish, but it'd work. Okay, so then of course we've got the TV back here. So this is the main console just here. I see we've got the Candy Twins just doing their thing. The DJ singing in their kitchen, and you can sort of pull up an entire list of lots of different DJ sets. Also, hey, if you wanted to look up some dance instructions, so we could say, for example, I could go over here and I could bear with you, I'm just typing into here, so I could pull open a dance workout, and let's have a little look. So if I just sort of move myself over here, what have we got? 15-minute happy dance. 30 minutes. Best of Dua Lipa. Okay, we'll do that. So we're going to click on that. That's added it to the queue. And then we simply hit the queue button up here, and then we can just, well, we can skip to the next track. So Bye Bye Candy Twins. This is going to be a 30-minute dance video that we've just searched for on YouTube. So yeah, it's got a YouTube search built into the world, which is quite nice. They're very, very popular nowadays. And what's extra cool here, guys, is that we've got now behind me this wonderful video, this dance instructor. We might try doing some of these moves in a second, stay tuned. But we've also got, like, just above us, we've got lots of lovely screens up here. Which you can kind of see just along the top. So if you did want to sort of follow along, you can absolutely sort of... Yeah, we'll have a go at it. I'll be terrible at this, of course, but stay tuned. So that's really nice. And then over here we have, I'll make this very, very quick. We have some glamour shots down here as well. Hello. Next to the time, of course. But yeah, okay, great. It's just for people to enjoy when they come in. But apart from that, really, that is it, guys. We've just got this lovely big mirror. Yeah. Look at this. Oh my god, how am I expected to keep up with this, eh? Okay. I just need it. Okay, let's give it a go. So this is the dance tutor, and I might use this to start videos. Gotta try and position that there so it's not in my way, okay? Let's give a step back so I don't step on the cat. I don't actually have a cat, but proverbially speaking, I am in the living room there. There's a few things around. I just kicked a beanbag out of the way. Bush. Okay, and also, oh, I'm gonna fall to my death on this mat. Let me just slide this mat out of the way. Slippery mat. There we go. Got a nice wooden floor. I'm standing all right now. So we go. Okay, I'm not good at dancing. Okay. I'm sorry if there's any sound effects from my feet. I actually was thinking about maybe doing some Fit XR again, which I think would be really good for my fitness. And not actually following along with the dance, by the way, I'm just picking up the general moves. I just hit a light in my living room. When you're exercising in VR, please do make sure you don't hit the light fittings. It's very important. Okay. We're doing okay. I mean, we're not following along with it at all. Oh my goodness, that's give yourself a bit of a zoom. There we go. Okay. I can't do dancing because my attention span is rubbish. So I just kind of freestyle it. I go with the general movements and then see how we do. And sorry if I've got any off trackage rest right now. But if you were ever thinking about getting motion trackers for VR, don't rationalize it. Just do it. It's so much fun. Well, here. It's great fun. Okay. How's that? Is that good? I think I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, I could definitely see potential this. I think people actually run dance classes in VR chat. Might 10 up to 1. We'll see. Should be really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah, the motion trackers do, they drift, right? So I've got the belt sort of wrapped around different parts of me. That means sometimes when you can see I look like I'm hunched forward, which I'm not, so if I just quickly recalibrate a sec. So there we go, you can see now, I'm still up straight. So they kind of slip. I don't know. There's a Kickstarter which just got funded, guys, and it's a occlusion-free body tracker. Now, I struggle to remember its name, but I might have put myself down for some. And I would say it's not as expensive as the HTC Vive trackers, but it's more expensive than the Slime trackers. And it looks absolutely incredible. These trackers are tiny. They can run for up to 24 hours on OG saving mode. I think they all charge in a dock. I'm pretty sure they've thought of that. And they're also tiny. They can be worn under clothing. So the options are fairly limitless. And I can't remember what they're called. It's gonna haunt me. Yeah, check it out, like, look up full body tracking, Kickstarter, something got funded, like, today or yesterday. And don't remember that they're not cheap, but they look really impressive. Oh, and the other thing is they don't, apparently they don't drift. They're supposed to be completely drift-free, so these problems you're seeing with me with calibration where, you know, they haven't moved, they're in the same position, but because I'm moving around, they're losing their place as to where they think they are. And so, I'll show you what happens if I wiggle one of the sensors. So I'm going to wiggle the one that's on my waist. You ready? Watch this. Yeah, that's not actually me doing pelvic thrusts. That's just me tilting the waist sensor, and I could do it on my chest as well. You ready? It's just ridiculous, but, you know, it's very clever for what it is, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely fallible. Let's try a leg when you're ready. I've got one on my knee. So. See, my knee isn't moving, the tracker is. And if I detach the tracker and move it, it thinks my leg isn't moving. It's so much better. I mean, of course it does. It's a bloody tracker, what do you want? But, yeah. Still, all very good. All very good. Books. I don't know why I'm carrying on dancing. I used to love coming out of VR chat and we'd spend like around an hour just dancing. We'd go to a place and just dance. It's crazy. That's the thing, like, by comparison, you can't really do this in Horizon Worlds. You can wiggle your arms around. Still a good workout if you get up and just dance on the dance floor. We used to spend ages dancing on the dance floors in the White Lotus over in Horizon Worlds. But honestly, the body tracking thing has become a bit of an addiction now. It's so cool being able to move your legs as well. But and also the other crushing thing, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but in Horizon Worlds for the last 3 or 4 months, we haven't actually been able to squat. It's really funny. If you squat, the viewpoint goes down, but if you look at your avatar in a mirror, you don't actually go down at all. It's crazy. So your avatar just stays standing up. That's what you do. So meanwhile, your eyes are just going up and down. It's crazy. So let's have a little look. Yes. Let's have a little look at the messages. You can use your phone's video camera. Yes, there are some apps that I haven't tried them, but there's a good example. There's a workout app on the Massive Quest actually, and they boast that there's an app you can install that can look at your legs. The idea is you put your phone on the coffee table, looking at your feet, and it'll allow you to do the fitness app thing, not just with your hands as it can track that, but also you can sort of kick things with your feet because it's tracking your feet. But I've heard there are also apps. I've not experimented with them, but there are apps that run on the phone that you can point at you, and it can track you in 3D space. However, I will say, that's been true of the. Do you remember the Xbox Kinect sensor, the little Kinect bar? So I actually bought one off Amazon eBay. I bought a Kinect sensor off eBay 8 months ago. For about 20 quid. It's like, what, $25? $30? Pretty cheap. With a view, because I know that you can get the Kinect sensor if you point it at you as well to feed into the same body loops. However, I was speaking to a good friend of mine who I know used to use that, and he doesn't anymore, and I asked him why, and he said, it's a great idea, but the problem is you can only face forward with it because obviously the sensor's in front of you, isn't it? Whether it's a phone or a Kinect sensor, a certain amount of estimation can happen, for sure, but the actual sensor is only in front of you. And so he said it was not very good when he was using it for when he sort of turned around because it couldn't sort of see what his other hands were doing. And it's a bit like sort of your controllers in VR, that when you're behind your head and out of the sensor range, they're basically taking guesses as to where your hand is. This is fascinating, actually. If any of you are on VR, notice this, right? When your hand is in front of you, you've got 6 DOF, right? 6 degrees of freedom, because it's tracking your hand in positional space, up, down, left, right, forward, back, which is really cool. But also you've got the rotations as well, okay? But when your hand goes out of your headset sensor range, which is like forward and side, up, down, etc., watch what happens, right? Put my hand behind my head. I'm on a Meta Quest 3 now, I'm not a pro, so I don't have true 6 degrees of freedom. So if I put my hand behind my head, my hand is moving behind my head, but it's only because I'm rotating the controller. If I just move my hand, oh my god, why is that working? Well, that's crazy. How does it know I'm doing that? Oh no, it's okay. If you keep your controller at the same global rotation, while you move your hand up and down, it doesn't appear to really move as much as you are. But if you just rotate the controller, it'll freak out because it thinks that your hand is rationally rotating as you hold it straight. So it's trying to predict where your arm would be in 3D space. It's so funny. You just did yoga. Yoga is so good for you. I need to get back into the yoga loop. I gotta be honest. It's there's a lot to be said. Yoga is very good for flexibility. It's very good for strength as well. Like, because you basically you're doing those like isolation movements and hold them. Sorry, they're not isolation movements. They're compound. And your body weight is always, like, depending on how heavy you are, your body weight's always going to be a bit of a struggle. You can't cheat at it, really. Not really. But the other thing I love about yoga is that yoga's not like a competitive thing. Not really. Like, if you go down the gym, you'll get people coming up to you going, "Hey, how much do you bench?" And you'll be like, "I don't know. I use machine weights for that or whatever. I lift as much as I can, like to keep adding on plates or taking them off until I'm hitting the right spot. Because if it's too heavy, chances are you're not lifting it right because you're lifting above your weight. It's good to push yourself sometimes, but generally, you know when it's too heavy, and that's not good. But obviously, if it's too light, it's not doing anything. But with yoga, it's like, people don't say, "Hey, how much do you yoga?" It's not really a conversational topic. You just, even though there are classes to buy in sort of basic and intermediate, etc., it's it's not a competitive sport. Don't know if you can work out with your friends at the same time an EXO workout for VR. EXO workout? Is that the new one? I haven't played that. To be honest, my fitness apps are FitXR, which I did used to use, but I think my subscription ran out. I was pretty compulsive. If you check my YouTube channel and have a look into the VR workout section, there's actually an entire playlist where I think I did FitXR for, I think it was about a month, quite obsessively. And you'll see all of the videos where I'm doing FitXR. And it's really funny because I'll do the solo sessions. And sometimes I'll challenge myself to like an hour of cardio, which is like ridiculous. There's no reason to do that. I just kind of wanted to see if I was capable of it. But I used to do the multiplayer ones as well. And some of those videos end with, you can hear like strange people like grunting and making little sex noises over the microphone because they're like, and it's like, oh my god. That's sounding. I don't know if they realised they had their microphones on, but it just sounded really weird. And you're trying to like do stuff and like step in the right directions and whatnot, and then all you can hear is just like grown men going, that was dubbing. It's like, it's too much. It's too much. I don't know why they put microphones in that. I don't know why they did it. It's just it's kind of off-putting, but yeah, it's all good. Very, very strange. But yeah, if you haven't tried Fizz XR, I definitely do recommend it. The multiplayer was a weird one. I think the multiplayer could work if you're doing it with people you know, because I think people you know are less likely to make sax noises. But yeah, when it's random strange, it's you like, oh, who was get that from me? I don't know. Yeah, so, but another one that I really became a fan of as well, and I can never remember the name of it. There was a studio that made about 3 or 4 games. One of them was called X-Fit Dance Workout or something. But they made 2 other smaller apps. And one of them was called, oh my god, Relax, Unwind, I can't remember. It was a yoga simulator, or a yoga and stretching, not simulator, I'm sorry, workout program. But it's really cool. And again, look at my YouTube channel, go find these workout videos. I think I called them X, Fit and Chill. But you'll see some of the earlier ones, I was quite shocked because the earlier titles were fantastic. They actually pair you up with an actual fitness trainer who's like either standing in your living room or a virtual gym, and he or she is going through the exercises. And it's really funny because you can dress them up however you want. You can put them in like little tiny, bikinis or you can put them in sort of bigger clothes. You can even make them wear like frog hats and stuff. But wait, it gets so much stranger. It gets so much stranger than frog hats even, although I do love those frog hats. Basically, these trainers, you can walk up to them and you can push them in the face and they react. They like, they like get pushed back, or you can like push them in the side and they sort of gel, or you can like push them in the boob and the boob will just move and then away like that. It's really funny. And even they went so far, right? This was intentional. They put this in this software. You can walk up just behind them and you can smack their butts, and it makes a little smack sound, and they go, oh, it's really funny. Someone thought of doing that, and I think that's absolutely legendary. Like, a bit of comic relief really does break up an otherwise over serious workout, that you can just literally pat them on the bum. I don't know why you would do that, but there's just something satisfying about slapping a birthday. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'll leave you with that knowledge, but there's about 3 or 4 apps by the same developer and they all have this feature in it, except for maybe the X-Fit one, the newer one. I don't think that has it in there, but like Fitness Workout Village or Relax Retreat or whatever, they're really good. If you need to know what they are, and go on my YouTube channel, look under the dance workout playlist or the fitness playlist and you'll find it. It's labelled as X-Fit, but I go through a bunch of different ones. I'll do floor stretching in VR with the trainer. And honest to God, if you haven't seen it, it's funny, but it's also quite addictive because with FitXR, it's a bit of a template, stand there and basically punch targets. And I gotta be honest, I've seen a million of those. So they've got the ones where you lift your knee and sort of hit targets as well, which is all very good. And there's if you didn't want to pay a subscription, but you do like FitXR, you can do it without so much of the real-time multiplayer thing. There's a great app called Les Mills, LESMILLS. It's you buy it once, there's no subscription. They do sell DLCs to extend it though. Sorry, I just scratched my shoulder, that looked a bit weird. They do sell extra workouts as DLCs, but in itself, it was a base package for about a year. It didn't need any DLC. But it's good to sort of support something if you enjoy it, I guess. But yeah, no, Les Mills is probably one of the better ones. Yeah. But the other one, the Fitness Village or whatever it's called, again, no subscription on that one. Although I think the latest one, the X-Fit one, does actually have an AI-based trainer who can talk back to you. And I believe that they have put a subscription on the newest one now. So look at the old ones. I think they're still being sold. I can't tell you who makes them, sadly. or what they're called, because it's like they didn't stick with a brand name, they just kind of kept coming out with different ones. But the one app is, oh my god, they even have a smoothie maker in one of the first ones. So as you're at this Action Resort, look for Action Resort, that's the name of one of them. An Action Resort is the one with the smoothie maker. So you sit on a beach and you'll have like these bikini ladies coming up to you and going, hey, I'll take a milkshake or whatever, please. And then you have to like sit there and you have to put the ingredients like inside the shake and then blend it up and then serve it. And depending like how much you put in or how you make it, you get awarded different amounts of points. It's really quite bizarre and I do recommend it. Action Resort was that one. And you unlock different environments like sort of beaches and sort of high-rise apartments and really sort of nice neon urban gyms. I do recommend it. So like, is there any way I can control the sway of the boobs so they don't sway so much? No, I can. So this is a thing I kind of did for a bit of fun, because whereas most boobs in VR chat you can interact with them, you notice I can't interact with them. My hands just go straight through them. So you will see quite commonly in private instances people will, you know, they'll sort of just jiggle other people's. You can only do it to friends. It's not you can do it to anyone. But anyway, moving past that. Yeah, I set zero gravity on them just to see what would happen. I quite like it. I think it's become a bit of a thing. Yeah. Very good. Perfect. Okay, what time is it, guys? Oh, wow, it's 6:15. So, for tonight, I'm gonna have salmon and asparagus. I'll probably post it on Instagram, so if you're watching my Instagram, you'll see it. Just keep an eye on my stories. I don't tend to post what I'm cooking as reels, but it'll be salmon, asparagus. I think I want to do scrambled eggs with a bit of coriander, or you might call it cilantro, but it's scrambled eggs with coriander is one of my favourite things. But I'll have a look. I may have I got some really nice Greek cheese in the fridge, which might need using, so I may just substitute that out. It's going to be a fairly wholesome meal. Yeah, back on the salmon. Very cool. So yeah, today's stream is mostly about the dance studio, really. I just wanted to sort of show you guys this new place, as it stands, as it's been built. Very, very comfortable. It is now public. You can actually get into here, so all you need to do is look for the White Lotus Dance Studio, and you'll be able to get right in here. Yeah, absolutely. Tonight's plans, it's Thursday, so not much going on, to be honest. It'll probably just be a casual hangouts. I'm not really planning many events right now. I'm finding it quite hard to get people all together. Everyone's off doing their own things, and yeah, I tell you what though, I am surprised. The White Lotus for the last week in Horizon Worlds has actually been quite busy. We're only open for 2 hours as a public instance, but it's definitely, I've seen an uptick in numbers, like considering it's been so quiet for so long. Something has happened, something has shunted a lot of adults over into the Lotus in Horizons, which is interesting. I'm still only running it for 2 hours though, I think, because we haven't really had a very busy instance of the White Lotus. It is quite exhausting, because you do have to sort of keep an eye out when new people come in. If you don't recognise them, you have to quickly work out, like, are they children? Because if they're children, they have to go. And it's really difficult to do that. Like, in VR chat, you have like an 18 plus sort of thing where you actually do have to prove your age, and that's handled by an external GDPR compliant agency, which is wonderful. That's how it should be done. But in Horizon Worlds, there really isn't anything like that, which basically means that even though you say, hey, I'm running a world here and it's for people over 18, you still get droves of kids appearing in there all the time. It's just not working. So I'm common complete, I guess, don't whinge. That's but yeah, it is quite exhausting running public instances. Plus, I mean, you guys know my thoughts on public instances. I think public instances are dead. I really do. I think that they are something which people should run for a limited number of hours every day to say, hey, come on in. And honestly, if you behave, you get to come in on the other community instances. But honestly, if you don't, get out. No, we don't want it. It's not being unfriendly, but I think there's a lot of people who come into these rooms that just aren't there to make friends. They're just to, make people feel bad. And it's like, I have a policy for things like that, and it's no discussion. There's no discussion. But then what happens is the people who are there to sort of seek good connections and have a good time and make other people feel great, they'll be welcome onto other events that we're doing, which will be more exclusive. So we run the public as a sort of an inclusive event, just to find all the great people who have sort of landed on BR who are looking for places to go and do want to be part of something, and then everyone else just gets left behind in the cold. Try again another day. I think that's a good way of doing things. It's not mean, like, I'm not making that decision to be a dickhead, but, Oh my god, I'm glad I'm not still dancing to this, by the way. That would be absolutely exhausting. Very cool. Right. Guys, any questions? Because I'm rapidly drawing to a close. Let's have a look. I have seen some lovely worlds today, but I don't think I'm ready to go see them today. I might queue them up for tomorrow's stream. And tomorrow's stream, you get to see my new avatar as well, so don't forget. Tomorrow's stream, get to see the new avatar. See, it's the healed variant, so be coming in with a pair of big heeled boots, which is the first giveaway, and a whole new set, basically. So adverts. These ones are a little bit more racy. They're still stream safe though, but they're a little bit more racy. I've gone a little bit more party wear with these ones. Not more sort of dresses. Yeah. Okay, let's have a little look. So if I just go into my full menu a sec. Sorry guys. Oh, well. Oh my goodness, what is that? Sorry, I've seen a world, but it's... Yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's look at recently visited and just see if I can remind myself what I've actually seen today. I did go into Roboto earlier, actually, which was interesting. And a friend of a place called Tawahi Beach, which was very mysterious. District Roboto, it dawned on me. I've seen District Roboto or Roboto District 7 a lot of times, and that's always mind-blowing. I think that's the new one. But District Roboto itself is absolutely incredible, and it dawned on me, why have I never been in there? Let's go play with some dogs. I fancy doing that. So if we jump into... yeah. Okay, we're gonna just slide along with there, see you over there. Some climb. Now, hopefully there wasn't too much copyright music in that I'm gonna get a copyright strike, but let's find out. Just having a sip of delicious Pepsi Max. Very much looking forward to having a couple of beers later. So, yeah, welcome. This is Happy Hill Dog Park. This is one of my favourite go-tos. Every time I need to sort of chill out. But I am gonna turn the volume up a little bit on this because there should be no copyrighted music here. There you go. There you go. Stream multiplayer explain that you rarely record or playing with other people because they want privacy. I don't expect they're in the game. No one can find that they're in. No, but it's So I observe this when people come into the White Lotus and they say, "Hey, is it okay if I do a YouTube stream?" I'll always say, like, as long as everyone else is okay with it, because some people really don't. They don't feel comfortable being on live stream. You know, it's there's a lot of very shy people in VR, and you know, when I was in VR at first, I didn't speak for the first week. I just kind of used to walk through various rooms and just sort of, I wasn't being a weirdo, well I was slightly, but I would just sort of listen in on the conversations that were around me. And I'll tell you a funny story about my very first experience in VR. It was actually in a place called the British Pub. Actually, sorry, that wasn't my first experience in VR. It was my first experience on Horizon Worlds. But I went to this world called the British Pub, which I noticed was advertised as an 18+ environment. And I thought, oh great, let's go in there, that sounds perfect. And I had some of the best conversations to this day that I've ever had in there in my first months. There was just a little British pub. It was simple concept, but it just worked, and it was like ridiculously popular with people from all countries. It wasn't like a British only thing, but there was definitely, it felt like there was a contingent of British people there. And it was so wonderful, and they actively sort of kept the little ones out. So when someone came in that was, it sounded like a kid, they wouldn't mess around. It was like, out you go. But I used to just walk around there and not say much, to be honest. But I was really right. This was weird. This was uncanny. So I was inside a virtual British pub. Now, bear in mind, I used to spend a lot of time at pubs in real life before I came on VR. Now, of course, that habit couldn't continue. You can't do that forever because that's potentially leading to alcoholism. That's the problem. But but as I walked around this virtual pub, I noticed that I've just apparently got a friend request. Let me have a look. Sorry, 2 seconds. Hanlu, head away. So I will continue the story in just a moment. There we go. Great. So as I was walking around this place, and bear in mind, this is my first day or two, I saw people having little conversations in little pockets of the world, and it was really nice. Like, people were sort of asking about really personal issues, like life things that people were going through. And I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but it was kind of intriguing because I didn't know anyone there. And I was like, wow, this isn't just a room for random people to come in and abuse each other. There's actual meaningful connections being made here. These people are actually talking about their own lives, and it seems like it's an ongoing saga. And I was like, this is very different to my experience of VR so far. And that's where the idea of community landed, that like these things aren't just senseless chat rooms for random children to come in, dive bomb people with naughty language. There's actual community being built in here. And I was like, that is shocking. And then the funniest thing I saw a video clip of this. It's a friend, I won't name him, but him and another guy were literally going like toe to toe in the middle of the pub, and it seemed to be over a girl. And they were like properly like, oh mate, give me your address and I'll come and find you and we'll sort this out. It's like, wow, this is like, I've been watching boys arguing in the pub over girls, and now I come on VR and they're doing exactly the same in here, and it's like, this is crazy. And I think most people who come into VR don't see this. Like, I don't think people realise how big this is. This is like I'm seeing the parallels, and every time I read about VR through the eyes of a journalist, you don't hear this kind of stuff going on. They focus too much on maybe the wow factor and the technology, or they just go into the wrong places and go, oh look, it's it's rubbish because it's full of kids, rather than actually sticking with it long enough to do a proper job of it. And I think that's telling. Let's sort of look. But yeah, no, I generally think that there's a lot in VR. I think we're about 5 years away from this becoming a normal way to socialise. I've been on Sydney Horizon Worlds for 3 years. That wasn't my first foray into the sort of social that aspect of VR, but I think when you stick with it long enough, it makes sense. So I just noticed when I ran, I'm kind of dipping down a bit. Let me just sort out the height difference. There we go. Okay, so this is Happy Hill Dog Park. So those of you who are not aware of this place, this is a magic place. Look, there's little dogs everywhere. And you can come in here with friends and gather around the fireplace if you want or whatever, just chat. But you have these naughty little scamps going on here, like this little guy. They got an orange dog here. And what we can do is, I might got to be careful with the angle of this because this is going to go haywire. So what I can do is I can sort of lean down and pat him. And he's going to go wild. Look at him, he's sitting down. He's loving it. And then I can sort of grab the stick just here. Okay, so I've got his little stick here. Right? Faye, how you doing, boy? I'm assuming he's a boy. I'm obviously not gonna check. That would be weird. It's a virtual dog. But yeah, there we go. Ready? Ready? Here you go. He sort of runs off and goes to grab the stick. And there's loads of little dogs like this. He'll kind of proceed actually to follow me around for a bit after reading that. So if I just sort of walk around, like he's gonna just... Is he gonna chase me around? Oh no, he's dropped the stick. Well, that was silly. Okay, but yeah, he's gonna try and chase me through the woods. Like, he'll give up after a bit of time. If you don't play with them, they sort of go back to their original spot. But there's more dogs. It's a lovely black dog over here. I'm gonna just sort of like run over and see. So I can hear the other dog, and this one's got a little tennis ball. So again, if I sort of just I don't know what's my living room spacing here, guys, because this could get awkward. So this little guy still wants me to play, all right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stroke this guy. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab the tennis ball. I love this world so much. Like, I used to have dogs, but I don't anymore, and I really miss them so. But I'm not ready for another dog. And unfortunately, this is great. So I might. you can throw this little ball around the living room there. Check it out. Ready? No. Oh. And then the dog runs off and grabs the ball and brings it back. It's the simplest of ideas, but it's like you hear about people sort of like playing games like Animal Crossing and stuff, which gets them through so difficult stuff. And I just think this is an absolutely wonderful sort of equivalence where if you don't have dogs, you want dogs or whatever, you can just spend a time with a whole bunch of virtual dogs, just throwing balls for them, and it brings back so many really like good memories, and I love that. Oh, you call it Inu? Am I saying that right? Inu? Oh, that's a lovely name. Oh, 10 years old. That's so sad. It's a shame, isn't it? Like we get these dogs and we love them so deeply, and they spend all their time with us, and then. You know. I'm trying not to get sad here, but you get the gist. Oh, look, this little fella wants the stick. So I got the little black one following me around as well that used to stand here. Hi! Oh, can you hear them sniffing as well? I love the way they sort of drop the ball and then they just like sniff for a little bit. So much fun. Okay. Let's just, ready? Wonderful. Okay, guys, it is 6:30 on the dot, so I'm going to end the stream here, but thank you very much for tuning in. I hope it was fun. Let's do this again tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll show you the new avatar, and we'll go through a whole load of departing dresses. I think that could be fun. Yeah. Anyone who's not following, please do make sure you follow. I'm on Kick, Twitch, YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please do click the like button. That does help to put me on the radar a little bit. As for that, have fun. Have a great night. I'm going to start cooking some food now, and it's going to be delicious. It's going to be salmon and scrambled eggs and asparagus, I think. So I'm going to get the kettle on and boil some asparagus first, because the salmon will take 10 minutes in an air fryer, so that's all good. But yeah, thank you so very much for tuning in. Oh, it's got on my left hand. This is it keeps like disappearing. Yeah, thank you and good night. From me and Miss Guy. Perfect.